Let's talk about prayer. It's something so many of us do, right? But what if I told you there's a secret, something hiding in plain sight for centuries that could completely change how you see it? Okay, let's get into it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've got a huge exam coming up, a nerve-wracking job interview, or, you're just desperately hoping for that perfect parking spot right in front of the store. So you put your hands together, you send that request up, and you just hope for the best, right?
And look, it's a totally human thing to do. We have needs, we have wants, and it makes sense to turn to a higher power for a little help. But what if the whole point of that divine conversation isn't actually about getting the thing we asked for? What if the real prize is something else entirely? To really get this, we have to go back in time and listen to a piece of incredible wisdom from a 13th century spiritual master, Syaikh Ibnu Athā'illāh. This sage had a way of cutting right to the heart of things, and he gave us a perspective that completely shifts the goal of prayer, away from getting what we want and toward becoming someone beautiful in the very act of asking. Just take a second and let that sink in. He says, the main purpose is not the fulfillment of a request, but that you are given good etiquette. And that Arabic phrase you see, Adab, it's so much more than just good manners. It's about having a beautiful, noble posture of the heart before the divine. This one idea, it flips the whole script on what we think prayer is for. So what does that even mean in practice? It means the real reward, the true gift, is the conversation itself. The process is the point, that moment of connection, of humility, of recognizing our place in the grand scheme of things. That is the treasure we're actually supposed to get from prayer. So, this divine etiquette, this adab that the Sheikh is talking about, what is it really? Well, it's not just about saying please and thank you to God. Nope, it's a deep internal state of being. So let's unpack what makes this idea so powerful. Adab is the true gift. Think about it like this. If prayer is a visit to a king's court, getting your request answered is like being handed a little trinket on your way out. But adab is the honor and the refinement you get just from being in the king's presence. That's the real treasure. It's the respect, the humility, and the beauty in our communication that we should be seeking above everything else. And this beautiful state of adab, it's really built on two fundamental truths. First, our Ubudiyyah, recognizing our humble reality as created beings. We're the ones in need. And second, God's Rububiyyah, recognizing his absolute, majestic reality as the creator. Prayer is that sacred moment where our servitude bows before his lordship. That's when the connection is perfected. So the whole thing just transforms. Prayer stops being a transaction, and it becomes a declaration. It's no longer a shopping list of our demands. It becomes this beautiful expression of our core relationship with the divine, reminding us of who we are and who he is. And when you get that, it doesn't just change how you think, it changes how you feel when you pray. And this isn't just some nice philosophical idea to think about. It actually gives us a practical, emotionally freeing new way to approach our prayers every single day. It takes us way beyond our simple wish lists. This really brings us to two totally different ways of praying. On one side, you have the old model, transactional prayer. It's all about the result, right? Which, let's be honest, just leads to anxiety. We're always wondering, did it work? Am I going to get what I ask for? But when we shift our focus, we step into relational prayer. Here, the goal is the connection, the adab itself. And that brings this incredible sense of peace because you achieve the goal the second you start. The question isn't, did it work anymore? It's, how beautiful was my conversation? Okay, I know what you're thinking. But wait a minute, what about the times my prayer was answered? We've all been there. We prayed for something specific and it happened. So does this new perspective just ignore that? Not at all. Actually, it gives it an even deeper meaning. The sages give us another beautiful concept here, fadl, which means divine grace. When our requests are granted, it's not because our prayer was so amazing that it earned us a prize. It's simply a gift, a pure act of grace from God. And this keeps us humble because we recognize that the outcome was always his choice, never our achievement. And that brings us right back to the central truth of this whole thing. Whether your request is granted or not, it's secondary, because either way, you already won. You got the main prize the moment you entered that state of beautiful etiquette, that conversation, that connection. That was always the point. So I'll leave you with this to think about. The next time you raise your hands to pray, what's your real focus going to be? The item on your wish list, or the incredible gift of just standing before your creator and perfecting the beautiful art of the conversation itself? The choice and the peace that comes with it is all yours.